everybody, welcome to another episode of Bayd.com's Career Talk. I'm Hatem Hanoun, and on this week's episode, I want to build on another episode that we did about social branding or personal branding on social media and taking it to the next level and how you can really stand out and get recognized within your industry and effectively start work from now, even if you're still looking for a job. So one of our earlier episodes, we spoke about building your personal brand online, but that was for the purpose for when recruiters come to look at your social media pages, because we all know they will search you up, to find the type of candidate that they want to see. And we advised for you to do that maybe just by sharing articles or commenting on a few posts here and there, just to show that you are the type of person that they want to see. But this week's episode, I want to focus on something else. I'm trying to speak now to the job seekers, the people who are looking for jobs or looking for a new job right now and are stuck in that position at this moment, is to not underestimate the power of this. And what I mean by this is you need to start acting or thinking like a media company or a content creator, regardless of what your field is. So I'm going to use architecture as an example here. If you're an architect, a fresh graduate, looking for a job, your CV might be weak, you might not have the experience that you think employers are looking for, and one of the biggest challenges that job seekers face is getting the attention of the recruiters. I can't tell you how many times I've heard job seekers tell me, if I can only get their attention or get that interview, then I can show them I'm the right person for the job. But it's that very first point that everyone struggles with, getting their attention. Whether it's the recruiters or the experts in the field or the industry professionals, how do you get their attention? And this is where this is very, very important. Everyone I know, and I'm pretty sure 99% of the people you know are on social media and browse one of the maybe the 5 main social media platforms. So you as an architect, fresh graduate, looking for a job, worth your time to understand how social media platforms work. What I mean by this is you need to understand the mechanisms behind it. How do you reach your target audience? Using hashtags, tagging certain pages, tagging locations has become important as well. Understand the mechanisms behind it, whether you care about social media or you don't. This is incredibly valuable, and I'll tell you why. If you are the architect trying to get the attention of the industry professionals, what do they care about? They care about architecture if they're in that field, whether they're recruiters or managers or whatever they are, they care about that field. So that type of content is valuable to them. So when you think as a content creator or as a media company, you can just simply go out into the street, and every phone now has a decent camera. Start taking pictures of buildings that you like, of structures that you think are great or structures that you don't like very much either, and add your commentary to them. So you post these pictures, add your few comments to them, start discussions, maybe tag a few people from the industry, get their opinions on it, and start the discussions with them online about architecture. So this gives you an opportunity to stand out in front of an audience, which is your target audience here, in this case recruiters or the professionals in architecture firms, and give them your opinion or your thoughts or your take on certain elements within the city. So I could take a picture here, I'm in Dubai, I could take a picture if I was the architect of Burj Khalifa and talk about how wonderful and how great this is and how this is a wonder of architecture and engineering and so on and so forth. Tag a few people and start talking to them about what it takes to build or design a structure of this magnitude. So by doing this consistently, and it takes time, you need some patience for this because it takes time to grow your following on there. But essentially your objective should be to grow a following on your page to do with architecture, where people in that industry are paying attention to you because they love the content you produce, they love the comments you're putting on it, they love your thoughts and your take on certain elements within the city. Now, understanding how social media mechanisms work, such as hashtags and tagging, lets you speak directly to your audience, rather than just post something and then be disappointed with the results when no one is liking or even seeing your pictures aside from the few friends that you've added. You want to reach out to those people you don't know. And you do this by engaging with their posts, by creating content they care about, by giving value to them when they're browsing through their Instagram pages, when they're browsing through their Facebook feeds. How do you stand out to them as content that they want to see more of? And by doing so, you get an opportunity, especially if you don't have that work experience, to speak to these people, to let them know what you know, what you care about, your thoughts on certain things. You might find a building that you think is poorly designed as an architect, right? Take a picture of it and let the world know what you would have done different, how you would have gone about designing this in a different way, maybe taking into account the road structures, the parking. I'm not an architect, but you can go into depth in this if you're the architect. Same applies to different fields. Regardless of the field, you don't need to be a social media professional. You don't need to be even someone related to the marketing field to understand how this works. Look at any high school right now. All the kids know how these things work, and you taking full advantage of it. That next generation will grow up to take full advantage of this and stand out in front of audiences. And you see these little kids with crazy followings, and you can do the same too, but you need to do that to your specific audience in line with your own objectives, getting the attention of the recruiters, getting the attention of the industry professionals, of the experts in that field that would care about what you do, so that when you are applying, your name is known in the market. I've seen people who've grown social media followers to the tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands. If you can do something like that, then the industry or the city knows who you are as an architect, as a professional. And then when you're applying to a job, they want you more than you want them at that point. But I need to stress patience in this, because a lot of people will start on social media. After a few months' time, they've only amassed, I only say only, but 400 followers. That's a great number. They've amassed 400 followers, 1,000 followers, and they're disappointed with the results because they've set their expectations so high that they, at the end of the day, just back out of the game altogether. But persistence, patience, and consistency is key in delivering quality content and making sure you engage with the different professionals. So identify who these professionals are, and it's easy to find them now just by going through company pages, through social media platforms to see who works where, and reach out to them through tagging them, asking for their opinions, sharing posts with them, creating content that they would value, and see your perspective on things as a professional in your specific field. So I won't go too much more into this. All I wanted to say is do not undervalue the power of this device in your hand. You are broadcasting yourself to the world, and more specifically to the audience that you want to speak to, and it's free. So take full advantage of it. Spend some time understanding how it works and creating content for it. You don't need to be an expert professional at photography. You don't need to be a professional at marketing to take full advantage of this. So these are my 2 cents for the day. Don't just sit back and apply to jobs and be disappointed in not getting any feedback. Work from now. Consider this your job, effective immediately. Thank you very much. This is all I have for you for this week's episode of Bait.com's Career Talk. As always, subscribe to our channel here for weekly episodes, our Instagram page, our Facebook page. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm interested to know what you think of this approach to getting the attention of the recruiters. Do you have another piece of advice, another angle where you can get the attention of the recruiters and the professionals in the field? Share your stories as well. I'd love to hear them. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on next week's episode.